Right. Scholarships. How many of you guys want to hear about scholarships? So, I'm sure that you all know how many in Division I baseball, how many scholarships we have. Everybody knows that, right? Everybody know?
17, I think.
How many? How sure are you? We got an 11. Oh, you're not sure?
I think it's...
Anybody else?
17. 12.
17, 12. Bingo. I mean, no, not bingo.
11.7.
11.7. Good. Who's your son so you can get extra BP? 11.7 scholarships. Do you guys want to know why is it 0.7? You guys want to know? Yes. I don't know. I think they cut them. They cut them down a certain percentage from 14 and whatever that is. If you can do the math, let me know if it's 10%, 15, whatever. So they came out with 11.7. Huh? 11.7 scholarships. Now, with 11.7, someone asked me about how can you split them up. Yes, you can split them up. Partial scholarships. Okay? Now, the question is, do you know that there's a minimum scholarship that we can offer? Right? You all know that. And what is it? 25%. So the minimum scholarship baseball-wise that you can receive is 25%. 11.7, 25% is the minimum. Okay? Of course, the maximum would be 100, which, write it off, it's not going to happen. So please don't even think about 100%. Hold on. If not, I'm going to ask you the next question. So, 25% is the minimum. How many can be on scholarship? 20 what? 27. 27 can be on scholarship. So we take 11.7 out of 25% minimum to split it into 27 parts. You do the math. Tell me if you can get a full scholarship.
No.
Okay? So 11.7, 25%, 27 on scholarship. Okay? How many can be on the roster? That's supposed to fly over when we do the national anthem.
Right.
How many can be on the roster come spring? How many? Well, I'm going to ask you. You're not cheating, are you?
I'm taking notes.
Well, it's not an open book test. How many can be on the roster? Anybody? 35, 50. You're trying to kill us? 35 can be on the roster. So 8, if I do my math correctly, 8 will not have an athletic scholarship on this team. Okay? Will be preferred walk-ons, if you want to call it that. All right? Now, how do you add to the total of 11.7? Academic scholarships don't count towards the 11.7. If your son is gifted academically, he can apply through the university, because we can't help with that, through the university for an academic scholarship. Pell Grants do not count towards the limit either. If financial aid-based scholarship is offered through federal government, it does not count. If it comes from the university, it does count. Yes.
What about Florida people?
It does not count. It helps. It's awesome, actually. I recruit a lot of those since we have 11.7.
Keep that in mind.
Can he play? If he hits, if we go him 10 pitches in BP, he hits 11 out, done deal. I promise you.
All right.
And everybody knows here. Everybody knows that. So we have, recap, 11.7, 25%, 27 can be on scholarship, 35 on the roster. Academic scholarships by themselves do not count. Now, before I answer the next question, if you put them together, they could count. The academic and the baseball scholarship could count. There's an exception, okay? The exception is certain SAT score or ACT score, GPA 3.5 or above, high school GPA, whatever, or be on the top 10% of the class. If you combine them both and they meet one of the exceptions, then that scholarship academic does not count. If it's below that percentage, below the 10% in the class, below, I believe it's 3.5, or a certain SAT, ACT score, then it would count against you. You put them together. Now, if you just have an academic scholarship, it doesn't matter through the university because he's not getting an athletic scholarship. Okay? Good. Now I'll answer your question.
What happens if your kid just wants to play baseball but doesn't need a scholarship? How can he be recruited to play without a scholarship?
We like the great baseball players that don't need a scholarship. We love those guys. Love them. Love them. Absolutely. Love them. So if we can put a list together here who doesn't need it, I'll be the first one that evaluate it. And here's why. Because we have 11.7 scholarships. I mean, the truth is, let's just go into business. Who owns a business here? If you own a business, you know for certain that money runs every single business, whether you're successful or not. So you got to balance your budget, right? And as a businessman of my enterprise here at FIU, I got to run it like a business as well. So great academic players are recruited. Absolutely 100%. 100%. Because we're going to need that superstar that has a 2.7 GPA. That is going to help us get to Omaha. But we're going to need that 3.5, 3.7 student that is going to catch that superstar to get to Omaha. That is not going to take us any money. And we're going to need that fourth batter that is going to be a Florida prepay that is going to take us to Omaha. And we're going to need the second baseman that is going to hit 9. That is going to be on Pell Grant. That is going to help us get to Omaha. Does that make sense? Did I cover everything?
So, I'm sorry. So how do you account for that? Like, how would you know?
I don't.
Right. Okay. That's
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, that's got to go through the process. We got to go through the process. We got to identify the ones that we need and the ones that we like. And if through the process it comes out, hey, I have Florida prepay, I'm a Pell Grant, I'm this. I just want to make sure that I get on your radar. That's one of the boxes that is checked already. That's a plus. That is a plus. Trust me, plus. Yes.
As far as the GPA is concerned, is it core GPA, core classes, or overall GPA?
To get an academic scholarship? Or
For the baseball aspect of it.
that's in the academic session.
Okay.
We got that one the next hour.
Got it.
See how I batted that one? If I would have answered that one, you would have gotten my we'll touch that on the academic.
Okay.
I'm glad. For the scholarship, as far as scholarship is concerned, I think they go based on the weighted GPA.
Weighted.
Yeah, I believe so.
How does it work? See, there's this thing, your kid can go to a very big school
Yes?
and never play, just sit on the bench.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, even if you don't need a scholarship, you have to figure if the coach is giving you a scholarship, he's going to play. He's not going to give his money up for you to sit on the bench. So
That's a perception, absolutely.
That's a perception. So I'm wondering,
Correct.
is that correct, or
Not all
and
the
how
time.
does it work year after year?
Not all the time.
Does that scholarship have to be renewed?
Not all the time. And I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it. So the gentleman here standing behind you, his son plays for me, academic scholar. His roommate had an athletic scholarship. Never played for 4 years. Probably got 15, 20 innings. I don't know if he got that.
Isn't that kind of like wasted money?
Unfortunately, the reason why I'm standing in front of you guys is because I stick with my decision a lot of times. And if we all make a mistake in the recruiting process, sometimes I got a heart and I got to live with it, and I got to make sure that I don't crush this young man's dream of getting a degree, and I stick to it. In the long run, I know that I can sleep at night and I can lay my head on my pillow and say, you know what, I've done. I messed up in recruiting. We gave him a scholarship. He may have not produced, but if they do what's right, if they behave, if they get good grades, a lot of times they're going to get the benefit of the doubt from me. A lot of times. I'm soft at heart like that. Now, does that happen anywhere else? No.
So does the scholarship have to be renewed every year?
Every single year.
Okay. Okay, so technically they could get a scholarship for 1 year and then not be renewed.
Absolutely, 100%.
And they could have tons of playing time even if they don't get a scholarship.
Correct.
From you, or is that in general?
Probably in general, probably 50% of the coaches will do that.
Oh no.
That's a good question, though. Very good question. Any other questions about scholarships? Guys, just make your way down there while I talk to the parents, if you don't mind. They don't interrupt you, right? Yes. Division 1. That's the max that any Division 1 can actually offer. Any. Some Division 1s, the smaller ones don't even have a level 2 set. It's based on the institution. That's the max that you can actually offer. They don't have to offer it, but that's the max. It doesn't matter. Stay on that side, guys. Stay on that side if you don't mind. All right, any other questions about scholarship before we move into academics? That will be the last thing that we'll touch.